when we made the decision to go with Enable in about 2012, we actually did not have a PSA. So we had ConnectWise, no, sorry, we had QuickBooks and a bunch of Excel spreadsheets and that sort of thing. And so we picked the RMM, and then we actually went with Autotask for about 3 months. And it was at the time it was hosted only. There were some things that I was having issue with trying to do some reporting, and so we in the 11th hour we actually switched to ConnectWise. So December, we were supposed to go live January 1, I think, of like 2012, or maybe it's January 1 of 2013. It's all blurry, but anyhow, we were supposed to go live January 1, and it was like Christmas week, and I pulled a plug. I'm like, yeah, no, we're going to go this way instead. And so it delayed us about 30 days. But all the hard lifting was actually just getting our data organized, because at the time our data was everywhere.
Yeah.
So we had all of our data cleaned up. We loaded in on a self-hosted version of ConnectWise, and we would not be where we're at today without ConnectWise. Like it at the time, it was exactly what we needed. I am so thankful for the structure that it gave us, and it was an absolute godsend. It really helped us in a lot of ways. At the time, we were doing per device billing, so we had awesome integration with Incentral and ConnectWise that would bill X dollars per network device and Y dollars per virtual server, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And so bringing it up today, so we see that as more and more things become automated, as we shift more and more to supporting the end user and not the technology, we knew that we had to invest very heavy in automation. So one of the things that we did in 2020 is that we hired our first full-time automator. They don't do any tickets. They just do automation in our RMM. Like, we've always written a lot of automations. We've had a lot, but it was nobody's job. So we would do it when we had time, and we were not getting as far as we needed. And we knew by looking at our 3-year and our 1 year, we had to invest heavily in automation. So we did that. Well, along that journey, about 2022, we're looking at being able to use our data in ways to make decisions that would empower us to do things faster, more efficient, so that we can get a better ratio of endpoints per technician. And not because we're trying to overwork our technicians, but because if we can get that density and still keep customer satisfaction up, then we can pay our people more than anybody else can pay their people. And so that was kind of part of the idea. And so as we were evaluating our PSA tool, we needed one that would be extremely open, have unbelievable integrations, and we wanted one that would empower us to collaborate across all kinds of systems. And so we started looking at a bunch of different ones, and in the end, we ended up picking Halo. We did a proof of concept with them middle-ish into of last year. And of course, my team was scared to death, right? Like we've got
of changing
10, 12 years.
What was the fear from? Just legacy habit?
Well, one, we're all IT nerds. And so it is kind of funny. Like, we talk about initially the only constant is change, but sometimes we also, especially in technical world, we like our things being in boxes and when things being familiar. And so part of it was just change. And then part of it is, there's that saying that you didn't get here overnight, so you're not going to get out of here tomorrow, And so if you added up the incremental time over the last 12 years that we had put in configuring all these little pieces and parts of our PSA, and think about just doing a big bang and swapping that over a night, it was just like, this is an insurmountable task. And of course, they thought we were just kind of jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. And so, they're like, this is just a flashy thing, Jimmy. You're just excited about it. But I knew that we needed the data. I knew we needed the integrations. I knew that we needed to be making decisions. And I didn't like the closed ecosystem feel that was transpiring inside of our existing RMM. And so I wanted one that saw our data as our data. And I honestly, quite frankly, I didn't want to have to ask permission to have an API key. It's my data. And so so we made a decision to jump.